What's up, guys? Man, I haven't been on here in a while. It's crazy. I was just over on e-carrier check jumping around. They're doing a demo right now. They got a bunch of new people on there. It's kind of neat talking to people on e-carrier check. If you haven't been over there, check out ecarriercheck.com. It's a lot of help, especially right now. Any software you could use the network right now is key, like amazing, amazing key. I hope everybody's doing really good, except for it's raining and we're tired of these storms, man. They always say there's a bright side. There's a bright side to the future, right? They say it's supposed to be 80 degrees and really nice. Nice next week, right? So hopefully it is. I can't wait to do riding. You know, we're doing dispatching week this week, and we're in training, and the greatest thing is about looking at all these people that we're talking to that have been freight chasing, like Frank talks, for the last 3 years, they've been freight chasing. The money's great. Amazon's done it, or vice versa, but it's crazy. I just wanted to ask, I wanted to come on and just talk for a little bit about understanding costs and stuff like that, right? And I was sitting here thinking about this, and I was like, I want you guys to think about this with me. What's going on with rates? That's a great question. What's up? What's up, Bill Shaggy Yates? It's funny too because Max says what's on rates, and you look at the rates, man. The rates are freaking horrible. Like we were doing our routing last week. So like the last 4 weeks we did this route in the Midwest where we went from Indy to Charlotte to Cleveland to Indy to Kansas City to Minnesota back to Indy or vice versa. And what's up, guys? Hey guys. Thanks for jumping in. And so it's crazy because we've been doing these routings, right? And so I want to show you some stuff, like these different slides. We've been doing some routings, right? And you think about all these business plans, right? Like let me open up this thing real quick. I got so much. My brain's like twisted right now. I want to show you guys something. So you think about all these numbers. I was talking about. Oh, that ain't it. You think about all these numbers going on. Like you got so many people in the industry going on right now. You got brokers, you got double brokers from everywhere, from the United States to India, whatever countries they come from. You got dispatching services all over the United States. They're all over the place. And everybody wants a fee, right? Everybody wants 5%, 10%. Your drivers want money. You want money. Everybody wants money. And it's like this whole free for all going on, right? You got fuel prices through the roof, speed limiters coming in, the convoy doing whatever the hell they're doing. I have no idea, but they're somewhere out there doing stuff. I'm not getting involved in that. But, everything's going on, but the things are changing. What's up, guys? The things are changing really, really fast. I mean, like seriously, like have you not seen this spot market? Like if you're out there on the low boards right now, there and you're not learning how to find customers or brokers or people off this low board, this is not happening. Like this is the average. When you go on DAT right now, it'll show you like 400 loads, but there's not 400 loads. There's way less than that. There's like when you really go through there and you look at the double posters by Jackoff TQL, the double brokers by Landstar, you look at Integrity, Coyote, CH Robinson, all these brokers putting 29% margins out there. First off, they're not real brokers. All those guys just sell rates. Unless you have a gig or a contract, you're doing something special, it's shit. It's totally shit. You go look on here. This is blue. Look, the only thing that's going is Georgia and Florida for dry vans, McAllen, and over in California, you got stuff pouring in. Nothing else is out there. They don't even have volumes of freight coming in from the ports. They don't have none of the produce that the stuff is kicking in yet. So there's no red. You go to flatbed, flatbed's even taking a huge hit. Like the last 4 months on the spot market, show flatbed red everywhere. You go look at flatbed now. It's not red. It's taking a huge hit, which in the freight chasing world, a lot of people are like, oh, this is going back to normal. But then contracted rates with customers are back high. Plus, the other part of it is customer. Every day we keep hearing like Deb and Frank's group and all these people that are still getting customers because the customers still don't want to play this game. Customers, they want competitiveness. They want to make money, right? So if you're an intelligent person, and an intelligent person is not one of these fucking people out here that have to make $18,000. They're always asking about what money they're leaving on the table and how much they're going to do because they're actually running a business. They know their numbers. They know what they need to make. And most people don't. It's all like a free for all. The more money I make you, the better off I get. All these guys doing $10,000 and for 12 and 18,000. They want to. They think that's going to stay forever, and they're reaching to that last strand of what they got. What's going to happen when they can't pay? Their safety scores are going to go to shit because the drivers quit. Everything was great. They bought the newer equipment because they didn't want to deal with maintenance because of drivers. All this stuff's going on, and everybody's going to start falling out of the sky. Literally, like if you guys go to FMCSA, like I can even pull up that screen at the registry. Go look. There is 2,900 revokes and people going out of business. Every day this week, it's been over 2,000 people. Why are they going out of business? Because if a person knows their numbers, right? If a person can do their numbers like these right here, these numbers, let me look. Insurance, you got your numbers, right? So you look at this. You got to know your product, guys. Oops, wrong one. You got to learn your product, understanding your cost, right? I always keep these sheets around for when I do training, right? There's all these different things, right? You got, what is your gross? You're like, what is, everybody wants a 50-week average. You can't ask any wife in the world, do they like it up and down? Or do they want to know what they're going to be able to take care of for the next while? Do you guys really like making it when it's good and then not making shit when it's bad? And you're not even saving the money you're supposed to. You think you are because the paychecks are big sometimes, but you're just getting manipulated. That's why you're so confused now, sitting on that load board going, what the fuck happened? Why is freight looking, it says $3 a mile on the 15-day average, but half these dickheads got it posted for $2 a mile and $1.80. And then you're mad because you're calling them and all you're doing is getting people saying, well, that's all I got in and I'm sorry about that. Next. That's all I got it in. I'm sorry about that. Next. Well, I'll try to get you another $100. Yeah, next. And then the rest of the guys out there, I don't haul cheap freight, and you're deadheading for free, and you think it's good because you finally get a load, and it finally pays $3 something a mile, but you didn't count the miles to it. You really got to start learning about posting with direction, searching with direction, building a network, and letting people know who you are and what you're doing. You can't build a process or build a product to grow a company being all over the United States. It doesn't work unless you're doing a whole bunch of owner operators or dispatching clients, and you just keep adding them and adding them and adding them, and your numbers are good, but who gives a fuck about them, right? They come and go. As long as I'm getting my cut off the top, I don't care what the margins are. See, that's not a good business plan because you need to be thinking about your costs, right? So if you got fuel, it's probably 2,400 plus a week right now. You're talking about fucking $5 to $8 a gallon across the board. You're talking, some of you guys are probably paying $3,000 a week with your older equipment trying to run with the big guys. You think about you guys that are $15,000 to $20,000 a month and a year in insurance policies. Well, you nuts. That means you're paying $350 to $450 a week in insurance. You need to know that number. Then you got truck payments. And for all you guys that have already paid off your truck payments, right? Well, you need to get that money back. Just because you don't have a payment, how long did you work to get that money? Why is it not back in your bank account? And why should you sacrifice? Why don't you have that number figured out? Your trailer payments. Well, why are you covered? You're like, my trailer's paid off. Well, what if you need a new one? What if you need to buy a new one? Why aren't you covering yourself for the next trailer you're going to buy or the one you're going to buy to lease to an owner operator? Why is that not in your plan? Why just because everything's planned up are we not putting that money away? The other thing too is, have you guys work for these companies or your owner operators with 1 or 2 trucks, and you guys should be keeping out fixed costs in escrow, right? Fixed costs, truck plates, IFTA, 2290, all those 12 oil changes, 12 brake checks, orientation stuff that you should be doing, rewards for your maintenance or for your drivers. You should be allotting that money. And then, $750 a week's about $37,000 a year to put to aside just for fixed costs. I know all you guys got that put away now, right? Using your dispatching services and what you're doing right now. Every week you do your 7 days, you take $750 away for fixed costs and $750 away for escrow. So at the end of the year, you have, or during the year or before the next year, you have $70,000 put away for breakdowns of fixed costs. So that way you're covered and you're not using it out of your money, right? And I get it, right? I get it. You had no plan when you started. So it's okay. So you didn't even have it to start with. So you always been running behind because you had to jump in with no plan. And now you're paying for it and you're eating chicken scraps because you're behind and you're using everybody you can to try to help you get ahead. But you're probably going to fall on your face and knock your two front teeth out, right? I get it. And then you got to understand you got to understand on this list right here, guys. On this list right here, I'll zoom in. You got to understand how much you're going to charge these owner operators, at least on if you go that route, right? How much is it going to be? Is it going to be 15 plus insurance? Is it going to be 20 plus insurance? Is it going to be 25 plus insurance? Are you going to flip the insurance? Or are you going to be straight up with it? You know what I mean? Because if you're straight up, that might be why you're not hiring owner operators. Seriously, that might be why you're not hiring owner operators, right? So then you think about the dispatcher for all you guys that are out there and use dispatching fees. I mean, this shit's for real. This still has to come out because they're not going to do it for free. They basically want paid before you. And then you go down here and you think about where's your pay at? Like, did you really total all those up? The dispatcher, the factoring fees, the percentage you're paying the dispatcher, the driver's cut, or what about your pay? Have you ever sat down and actually figured out what you really want to pay yourself and not the minimum? Take out that 1,500, then add the 2,500 or the 1,500 or 2,000. Well, if you have a driver, then you got to add his in there too because that dude wants 2,000. When are you going to be tired at the end of the month only having a couple $100 a show or maybe $1,000 a show? One month is better and you're one breakdown away because you have no plan because you thought company drivers was the way to go. You have no diversity because you never added owner operators, or maybe you should have invested in owner operators in the first place. It's there's never a time that you can't start over and really change your business around unless you don't give a fuck or you don't want to or you're too far in. I get it. All right. So where is your paycheck, right? What is your paycheck? How are you going to get paid? The next part is, all these are important because when you go down here to the bottom, right? So there's my 25. But think about this. If I was to go and take the fuel, truck, trailer, fixed cost, escrow, factoring fee, plus my $2,500 is the one truck authority right now. It says right here for me to do that and make a $2,500 paycheck, put $1,500 away for fixed costs and escrow, pay a $500 plus truck payment or a trailer payment of $300, pay $395 plus for insurance, and put away $2,400 of fuel means my cost of operations to run it every week is $7,200 for a one truck authority minimum. $240 a mile, empty and loaded, all miles. That's $1,440 a day. I don't give a fuck if you do 2,000 miles. I don't care if you do 3,000 miles. Whatever you do, divided by your miles, that number by your miles, because if you're not at least putting away 2,500 and 1,500 after you pay everything, that's $10,000 a month to you, 120 a year minimum. Plus, you're putting away another 70,000 for fixed costs and escrow. How do you think you're going to survive as a one truck authority? How long? Because you don't have any diversity. You don't have any multiple streams of income, and your wife's job is only going to bail you out so long. Well, then here's the fucked up part. So then if you're paying a dispatcher 10% or whatever you guys are doing out there, 300, 5%, whatever this guy is, has no investment to your trucking company. So then you're going to have to add his fee to that. Now your fees go up because it has to be added in on a weekly basis. You guys got to stop doing this free for all. So then you guys that are investors that have company trucks, well, here you go. So if you have a company truck, just go ahead and add your driver's pay to that $7,200 plus the dispatching fee. Now you're at fucking $1,840 a day operations cost. That's a day. That's not tomorrow. That's not the next day. That's not when your dispatcher sends you somewhere and says, oops, I'm sorry you're here. I didn't know that was going to happen. That's every freaking week. It doesn't go down one week and up the next. That means you need 306 plus a mile, 1,840 a day, and your gross needs to be at 9,200. How is your gross going to be 9,200 when the load boards won't give it to you? You're going to keep listening to excuses? Go sign up 5 dispatchers or something? Just call it quits? Go park your truck? Go join the convoy and fight with those guys and donate your money to them? Hope something changes? You got to fight. You fought for it. Or learn the fucking business, how to go get customers as a carrier, that they will work with you, just like Deb did and Frank's show and all these other people we have in our group. I mean, like every week I need to start bringing on a client that's went and got customers as a carrier. So you people watching the videos know that you're allowed to do it even with the one truck authority, but you have to be educated on what you're going to say and do because you need to be able to handle the volume that you're blabbing your lips to. One truck authority with an owner operator lease. That means you have a one truck authority with owner operator lease for those guys to pay those kind of bills. Because if your owner operator guys don't pay his truck payment, don't pay the insurance you're charging, don't give you your percentage, don't put away fixed costs in escrow, and he don't cover his household bills, how long do you think the owner operator is going to stay for you when the grass isn't greener no more? Because that guy's probably going to need $8,000 a week to give you your $50,000 a year you want to make off of them or more. How are you going to do that? That's $267 a mile, empty and loaded, 1,600 miles a day. That's not $250 truck order not used. That doesn't fucking work. You still got to make that money. He needs paid. You got 7 days to do it, 5 days. How many excuses are you going to give him? You screwed up before he quits, and now you lost your diversity. These products have to be met. And inflation, we already inflated it. And then for all you guys that are out there doing fleet status shit, whatever you guys, where you're out there as dispatchers and carriers that are so hard up to add on owner operators that you're taking these trucking companies that have fell out already and you want to add on a one truck authority. Well, for a one truck authority to give you 15%, which is $1,100 of $7,500, and then or vice versa, and then to do 15%, which is $1,100 or more a week, to give you $2,400 in fuel, to pay your $395, $300 insurance, to pay their truck payment, their trailer, put away their fixed costs in escrow so they can cover your expenses and cover theirs, and to pay them $2,500 a week. Because the owner of the company needs money. What about the driver? You got to pay that guy or forget about him? You got to pay the driver or forget about him, poor guy. It all has to be paid. You wonder why your dispatching service is so bad you can't retain drivers and all they're doing is telling you stories or whatever. When are you going to make a change? You know, that's why next week, coming up, not next week, but on May 16th, we have our boot camp coming up. Man, I'm telling you guys, everybody keeps listening. Everybody keeps talking. The boot camp and these numbers and these processes and learning how to get customers and brokers that are selling contracts to call you. I'm telling you, when they call you is way better when you're calling them if you're telling them what you need and you're actually looking for a product. It's all about product, guys. It's not about freight chasing, doing quick pays once a week. It's about getting systems like eCarrier, check.com, and getting utilized in all these softwares. Some people only have one load board, and that's all they use, and half the brokers don't even use load boards no more. They have their own. When do you take the time to find them and set up marketing so they all know what you want? You don't, because you don't know what you want. You just freight chase. You take 1 to 2 loads at a time all week until you get ready to go home and you hope the next week's better than this one. That's what you're being taught. That's what people are following. And so most people are so scared to even build their company because they need to use somebody else because they won't do the work because no one will use you in your first 90 days. Well, that's not true. And if you're on the load board now and you don't understand this stuff, it's going to be deceiving, break you down, beat you in the face, make you want to quit. You're going to get caught up with all the owner operators that work for companies that don't have a clue either, and they're pissed because they're getting cut, their rates cut, and they're mad because they should be mad because they're working for an owner operator company. They're out there giving people advice because they have to lose a chunk before they make a chunk, and they're already paying a chunk, and they don't get it. The one truck authority should be mad too because if you got authority, you're thinking one trucks can always survive. You better get a gig or have something dedicated or something that really works as consistently because where are you going to get your extra money from when you can't? I mean, if all your stuff's paid off, good. Shut down your authority and just pay the insurance and go work at Bobo's Pizza for a few months. Maybe it'll come back. I don't know if my thing's lagging or not. It might be the internet. We have a storm going on, so am I froze or going? Anyways, I have boot camp tonight. I really appreciate you guys jumping on. I just wanted to give you some bits and pieces and let you know we have the broker boot camp starting. For the next three, it'll be May 16th brokering, May 30th is trucking, and June 13th is going to be dispatching again. Man, you guys just talk to anybody that takes my dispatching or my boot camps. Don't take my videos for it. Go ask the people in general. Ask them why they're working so hard they can't find enough trucks and why we're growing and we're not lost and confused. I mean, we've been doing this a long time. We have a lot of great partners, and and you know, you guys got to take control of your business and stop listening to all this stupid shit. You know what I mean? There's not rich and gold and all this stuff in here. There's money to be made in here, but if it was so great like everybody thinks it is, how come 90% of the 1.5 million carriers out there are only 25 trucks or less? But we're dictated by the other 35%. Is it because we're manipulated, or is it because we're all misguided and lack of education in the whole process? Because we all think we only need one part, but we should be really learning it all, learning how to sell as a carrier, learning if I go sell, what will I do with the extra freight I can't handle, and how do I do it legally? And do I want to put it on boards and let people like me take care of it when I just got this guy? Or do I want to learn to control the assets to be able to help, which should be what a dispatcher is, which is a broker dispatching to control the rates, or a carrier dispatching because they have customer freight and they don't want to risk it with a lot of other people because it took so long to get the customer. You know what I mean? Those are real reasons why you dispatch. Why would no one wants to sit there and be a dispatcher forever? I have a few brokers that lost shippers because the shippers want to use more carriers. Good thing you taught me to get the client and build a relationship. That's what I'm talking about. I agree 100%. You know, it's funny because you even see these people that take these broker classes, right? And they say, man, I don't know what I'm doing wrong. I make calls forever. And I was like, well, how many of those calls do you remember that said assets, that you have assets or trucks? And you said, no, I'm just a broker, and you lost the account. It's most of them, like 90%. You heard the lady Deb say she said she wanted to cut out the broker. I mean, when you guys, a carrier, understand broker, these brokers that are fucking you over, well, to a point, not all of them. I love a lot of brokers. There's tons of them I love. They have relationships that rely on you like crazy, but misguided people, brokers can't do shit without trucks. They're not holding a gun to your head. There's no fucking gun held to your head that says you have to do anything. You allowed yourself to do it because you put yourself there, because you listen to DAT, the load boards, truck stop, 123, and these guys that are tools that they're allowing people to manipulate you. Because if they care about carriers and brokers, then why do they allow double brokering and dispatching to happen on their boards? And why do they allow those people to come in to hurt their clients? Tell me that. Why do they do it? And then they promote the people on their videos that literally don't have a clue. Like one guy talks about the 15-day average with a business card. Well, I'd like for all you guys in his 30,000 people group to go back to him, and he's over there like, well, we're going back to normal. I don't know why the load board's up. Well, the broker's like, TQL and stuff, you need to build relationships and stuff like that. But those are the ones fucking the load board right now. And I don't know what the load board is because I've only had one truck and two trailers. And I don't know. Let me go call all my powers and be and dial in. Hey, why is all this fucked up? I mean, we got this big group of 30,000 people. We should have power around here to be able to make sure that we need fucking rates. You need to change your load boards right now and pay us what we're worth. Mm-hmm. Yep. Okay. You're going to do it? Good. That's fucking, are you serious? Like, that's how it works. It does not work like that. You guys can't even do stuff with your family. Everybody's listening. That's the last time you've been to a family reunion where you showed up. You guys are all worried about fucking autonomous trucks coming in. You should be worried about autonomous trucks coming in the near future. I think they're going to start like they're already starting. They're going to kick it in 2023 because you guys can't get together in the first place to even fight the government or park your trucks to do anything wise, anyways. And you're the ones that control them. Could you really imagine that people really stop? Like what would happen? Just stop 100,000 trucks for a week. I mean, seriously, you guys are all over social media, communicate, but not one. Everybody could communicate together to bitch about the rates and how stuff sucks and load boards. Well, why don't everybody just stop using DAT for a couple months? Why don't you use something like e-carrier check instead? At least you can find real brokers and stuff that aren't on the load boards. You can find customers and everything if you're willing to do the work. There's more than just e-carrier check. There's a bunch of other stuff out there you use besides load boards. Why are you doing it? Some of you guys aren't worried at all because you built relationships. You don't have to go to load boards. You got customer freight. They're calling you. Hell, we talk to them all the time. Half the people I know are trying to still buy equipment. The other half the people are losing it. And it's like, and then people that are buying equipment and growing aren't using dispatching services. They're using their dispatcher in-house. So I'm not going to get on here and bitch like crazy. I just wanted to come on and give you guys some more breath of fresh air of my lovely face yelling at you. And wish you guys the best of luck. And yep, Frank says I posted this morning a fuel surcharge and one person gets it. You have no idea. Like, it's so funny. I talked to 4 carriers today and I said, you can use this one fuel card to get 40 to 80 cents off at most of the pumps around here if you just pay attention to it. Attrition rate is not, it's already insane. They're falling out like hotcakes. Can you imagine though? Like, look, the spot market is shit. Like it's blue across the board. It's going to be like this to July 4th, and it may not even pick back up. There's still dispatching services telling random people that have no trucks to come in and do whatever they're going to do to your freight because they're changing them all the time. Well, it's not the same. What do you think those guys are doing right now? I can only imagine like all the dispatching services out there all sitting on their board going, yeah, I don't know what's going on, man. Last week we were over here. It was really good. Now I called the same guy. And he ain't giving me the rates no more. He said, I'm sorry, my customer dropped the rate. And that's all I got, man. I'm telling you. I'm trying, man. And then the new guy comes in and you're like, well, we were doing $9,000 a week, but it's going to be like $7,000 to $8,000 a week right now. And that's all we can get, man. And can you please sign on with me, even though I know you're going to be fucked because you got a company truck with a driver in it? You know what I'm saying? I just, but I'm not going to tell you that because I want your money on at least a couple of those before you go out of business. You guys are the ones asking for it. You got this thing on your head that says, here's my sign. Fuck me. Just go ahead and tattoo it on your head. Take my money because I'm opening a business that I'm only going to have a 2-hour orientation process where I throw the motherfucker the keys. I'm going to put a guy I don't know in a truck because he said he sounded good because I'm hard up to get money. Then I'm going to go out there and let somebody I don't know run my business. And then 2 months later, I'm going to call Shaggy up and ask me what the fuck's going on. Why is it wrong? What did I do wrong? I know. It's so crazy. That's exactly what happens. They're like, and the whole time you're like, that's a good idea. That's a great idea. That's not a great idea. They're all wrong. If it was such a great idea, why don't they own a trucking company? If all these dispatch trainers and dispatching services are so fucking good, why don't they have a trucking company? And why aren't they running and growing it? Why are they actually training you? Hell, if I still had my 25 trucks that we had that I shut down at 17 right before e-logs, there's no way I'd be sitting here training you. And if I was running the brokerage full time, like Corey told me when he was mad at me last week to get my ass up there and do it. Well, if I wasn't taking care of all these guys, if I wasn't finding carriers and people to come help his brokerage, to come and help. If I wasn't telling people to come and finding people to come help his brokerage and carriers to pull his freight and do all this stuff, well, I'd run right up there and do it right now. But I can't because I got to help Romy's transport. Kyle, I got to help this carrier. I helped Serena Moran this morning. And then the other 15 calls. I just had 3 more right there. My phone doesn't stop. But, honestly, if I was running a 15, 25 owner operators right now, I wouldn't be in this fucking office, and I'd still be making more money probably than I do consulting because I was still doing other stuff. And I wouldn't even have to be in here right now. I'd be in here between 8 and noon, 8 and 1, and I'd be goofing off the rest of the day because I'd have a network set up where the loads are coming to me, and I'd be running a dedicated local and a region to run and letting all you other guys chase freight all the fucking places you don't need to be. I'd be running my maintenance program, keeping my drivers local. My drivers local.
Phone, dude. Ruh-roh. Ruby Roo. It's me, Scooby-Doo.
Dude, it's the only people on there, the only people that are on there yelling about stuff right now are people that are in trouble, right? They're the dispatching services. They're all asking dispatching services are all partner up together. Shit, they're so lost. They don't want to do. They're going a little over their little emails they had, calling these people, begging. They're calling back. What's up, guys? Peace. But anyways, I'm not here to bash. I'm just telling you, if you guys see these videos, please share them everywhere. We need to help as many people as they can learn the business, whether they've been in business or not. You have to reevaluate your business and learn everything from the inside out. You need to learn safety, compliance, hiring. You need to be in charge because remember, when freight gets like this, the first thing you're going to neglect is you're going to lose drivers. Drivers are going to get bad. You're not going to be able to pay them as much. You're going to expect a driver. You're going to be like, you got to already hear it now. You're going to be like, all those years, the last 2 years, I took care of you so much. Now I got to make a paycheck and I can't afford it. You won't even work with me. They're like, ding, Warner's hiring. They're gone. They got benefits anyways. The only reason I was with you because you paid better. Now I need benefits. I can't do that 1099 shit. You're getting ready to lose. So many people are getting ready to lose their drivers. Like all these little one truck guys have been blinded to come in through these fucking trainings and dispatching people and get rich. If you own those equipment, you're all in trouble. Every one of them. One, you can't afford them no more. And two, your drivers are going to quit because they're going to go work for the bigger guys that already have a better product than you because they can do what they want. And you're fucked because you're not going to have the diversity. And half the people that promised you this shit and trained you, they didn't talk like I do and Frank does for the last 3 years. So you're going to be screwed. I'm just telling you ahead of time. Just remember, we told you so. That there's stuff that you could do if you would stop following the Joneses and playing these games and thinking it's a free-for-all, get rich. I could go back to Taco Bell, my factory job, do my real estate. I've heard that so many times. What if you can't? I don't hear the real estate cranking so good. And it's really weird world out there right now, too, because you think about it. Like, me and my wife were looking for camping grounds and all kinds of stuff. There's stuff booked out like crazy. So people are still moving. Who's keeping the money? Why are you not going after the customers? I mean, it's really not that hard to go out to walk up to a customer and say, hi, my name is Shaggy. Right in the shipping door. I mean, the first person that walks up to you, treat them like they're the person you needed to be like, hey, how are you doing? Great. My name is Shaggy, man. I got a trucking company right down the road. We got 1, 2, 3, 5, 15 trucks. And the reason I was stopping by is because I noticed you guys do flatbed loads and you guys have loads that I found before I came in that you're obviously or you're using brokers or you're having problems with. You're not getting covered because obviously the brokers are posting it. And I'd really like to work directly with you, just like Deb said, or I'd like to work with you. And I noticed you have those problems and I actually have those trucks. I just don't understand. Do you guys work with carriers direct that want to haul your lanes and can do it tomorrow? Or do you guys want to just keep working with brokers? It's not that hard. Just ask. Pick up the phone. Communicate. Don't be scared. If you are scared, come take the training. Do a one-on-one. Let's talk. I'll do the calls with you. Stop being screwed over in this industry when there's so much out there. Me and Frank have been telling you month after week after show that stop following the stuff that's not real. It's not like that. It's not that easy. You're learning now. So I got a lot of phone calls. Guys, check out shaggyconsulting.com. My phone number is 812. It's right there on the screen. Look, guys, it's my personal cell phone on there. I'm right there. I try to return every call I can all the time, 7 days a week. I put my stuff out there. It's your fault if you don't make it in there because you allowed somebody to take it from you and you didn't go get it yourself. Stop blaming other people. Stop running on these bandwagons and listen to these people that are going to do something for you. And stop worrying about it, because they're not going to do nothing, because evolution is going to keep changing, because there's richer people than any of us in this trucking industry. So you take control of this business and do it yourself. Later, guys.